News at noon starts right now.
A single cigarette may be the reason more than a half dozen people are now out of their homes.
Fire investigators say someone smoking appears to have caused a fire that destroyed part of a Northwest Side apartment building. It happened early this morning on Greatview Drive near Callahan and Interstate 10.
Katrina Weber reports many of the people there may owe their lives to the actions of one man.
Angry flames barged into people's homes at the Sugar Hill Apartments, chasing them out into the cold. Some were able to grab their phones and record this video. But when the fire first broke out after 5:30 in the morning, almost everyone in the 8300 block of Greatview was asleep.
I saw that it was very bright, and I looked over, and it was just flames everywhere.
Emmanuel Ledesma woke up just in time. That made sure everyone got out of the danger zone.
And I just went through everybody's doors. Boom, 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 boom. The gentleman that lives right below us, he's very hard of hearing. And I was knocking until he finally came out.
One neighbor did suffer minor burns and blisters on his feet. Ledesma's quick action, though, allowed San Antonio firefighters to focus on the flames.
It looks like it started on the third floor. That's where all the damage is. It was contained through the roof, but it started on the third floor.
The fire didn't stay there. By the time they doused the last of it, it had done its damage throughout Building 8.
18 units total. 6 of them have been heavily involved in fire.
Several others have smoke or water damage, but a few people were able to go back home. In situations like this, people always say that material things can be replaced. Well, in this case, it looks like they can and will be. The fire chief says everyone in this building had renter's insurance. Reporting from the Northwest Side, Katrina Weber, KSAT 12 News.
This noon, a shooting investigation continuing on the east side, and police are still trying to find the person who pulled the trigger. It happened just after 11 on Belgium Lane. That's near AT&T Center Parkway. Police say that the victim was shot in the shoulder by someone. That man then drove to a nearby gas station and called for help. Police don't know much about the suspect, but they do say that the person is the victim's co-worker. Not quite clear what happened just before that shooting. The man is expected to be okay, though. The suspect drove away.
Now on to the coronavirus and the concern over the Omicron variant. President Biden telling people not to panic. However, he is urging Americans to get vaccinated. Meanwhile, as ABC's Hyperactivity reports, health experts are trying to fully understand this variant and its potential to spread.
Health experts around the world are united in an effort to attain more information regarding the Omicron variant. It's already been detected in 18 countries across the globe.
We are quickly trying to figure out in South Africa, is this in fact more contagious than other variants? It does look like it's spreading quite quickly there.
Dr. Francis Collins of the National Institutes of Health says the biggest question surrounding Omicron is if the available vaccines will offer the same level of protection against it, a question that can't be answered right now.
That is not something you can do overnight, no matter how hard you try. So people need to kind of hang on here for a couple of weeks.
President Biden, speaking to the nation Monday, says the variant is a cause for concern, but not a cause for panic.
If people are vaccinated and wear their masks, there's no need for the lockdown.
The CDC strengthening its recommendations, now saying everyone 18 and older should get a booster 6 months after their second dose of Pfizer or Moderna, or 2 months after their Johnson & Johnson single-shot vaccines. The president promising all 3 vaccine makers are preparing to update their vaccines if necessary. Still, communities around the country are preparing for the worst. New York City issuing a new mask advisory Monday, urging everyone, vaccinated or not, to mask up in public indoor settings. In New Jersey, Governor Phil Murphy telling the Garden State to get boosted.
We must be ready now in anticipation of this variant hitting us.
The Omicron variant hasn't been detected in the U.S. as of now. Still, COVID continues to tighten its grip on communities. In Minnesota, hospitalizations rose 50% in the last month. Couple that with the nation's highest case rate, and you get a hospital workforce at wit's end.
Morale remains low. It seems that we've gone from the most trusted profession in the world to the least trusted.
ABC News learning that in the coming days, Pfizer will ask the FDA to expand access to its booster to include 16 and 17-year-olds. Ike Ajachi, ABC News, Washington.
Back here at home, an important tax deadline for homeowners in Bexar County. People who are participating in the half payment plan have their first payment due today. That's according to the tax assessor collector's office. Lobbies are open. If you're heading down there, remember you are encouraged to wear your face mask. To view a list of tax office locations and hours, as well as some of the other important tax payment deadlines, you can go to KSAT.com.
This morning, a discussion about student journalism at the Alamo College's district took place. It comes after it was decided that the student-run newspaper known as the Ranger will continue online. School officials and students now trying to figure out what happens next and how student journalists will reach their audience. The Alamo College's district plans to hold other meetings to discuss the future of their communications program. They'll take place next year.
Now hiring in our community, Northside ISD has some job openings. The district looking for bus drivers, and they have full-time positions with benefits available. It's going to be holding a transportation job fair later on this week. Staff members are going to be on site to conduct interviews. Applicants need to be at least 21 years old. That job fair happening on Friday from 9 a.m. to noon at the NISD Transportation North Station. That's at 6323 West Hausman Road.
Black Friday and Cyber Monday now behind us. Today, it's all about Giving Tuesday. Since 2012, Giving Tuesday has become a day when people give to charities. Here at home, the Wildlife Rescue and Rehabilitation is participating in raising funds that'll go to rescuing animals and providing care for them. Tiffany Huertas has more on what Giving Tuesday means to this nonprofit.
These are red-eared sliders. They were destined for pet shops and people's living rooms, and we wanted to, give them the wildlife that they deserve.
Thanks to the team with the Wildlife Rescue and Rehabilitation, these turtles will now enjoy a more natural environment.
They'll be going up to our sanctuary.
This nonprofit organization was founded in 1977 and has 2 facilities. At the San Antonio Rehabilitation Clinic, they care for small animals like possums, birds, and squirrels. At their 212-acre sanctuary in Candelia, they care for wild animals.
We also take in farmed animals, a lot of them who have come from the auction block and slaughter.
The nonprofit's goal today is to raise $40,000 for the medical, physical, and psychological care for animals.
We're focusing on 10 of the animals that are in sanctuary, and that includes a black bear, a mountain lion, we have some pelicans, but it will also help the other 600 wild and farmed animals that are living in our sanctuary.
This year, the organization has already rescued over 10,000 animals.
Giving Tuesday is about being able to care for them, being able to take them in when they have nowhere else to go, and then hopefully being able to release them back to safer lands.
Tiffany Huertas, KSAT 12 News.
And we want to remind you that today is the last day to help the San Antonio Police Department collect shoes for kids who need them. You can still drop off your shoe donation at any SAPD substation. We need new shoes of all sizes from toddlers to teens. After today, all of the shoes collected are going to be given to the Good Samaritan Community Services. They're going to be delivering them to children in need just in time for the holidays.
Hey, the Spurs did something last night they have not done all season. We'll tell you what that is coming up.
All right, check them out. The men of KSAT going whiskerless. They are once again clean-shaven after growing their beards out to raise awareness and thousands of dollars to fund cancer research, treatment, and prevention. We're going to take a look at some of our coworkers and how they and why they decided to take part. It's coming up after the break.
It has been a month of scruff. Look at all those scruffy faces. Some of the men here at KSAT put the razors down to grow out their beards in an effort to raise funds to help with cancer research.
I don't know.
There's Justin right
There's
there.
Justin. Our assistant news director, I think, won the beard wars.
He did. What was funny is he always has a beard. He shaved it off to start November, and we didn't know who he was. He walked the station, we were all looking at him like that, because he always wears a beard.
Very nice.
This guy right here, he was happy to get rid of that thing.
Boy, you look unhappy
thrilled.
in that picture.
Well, that's because I'm done with that.
All right, and there's Grizzly Adams right there, Dylan Collier. Wow. All right, today the group received their much-needed fresh shaves from Henley's Gentleman's Groomer off of Northwest Military Drive. And our Stephen Cavazos, who's right here, you can't even tell he grew a beard, was the leader of the team at KSAT this year. He shares what made this No Shave November one to remember.
Whisker by whisker, the men here at KSAT grew out their beards to raise thousands of dollars to help fund cancer research, treatment, and prevention. But after a month of letting it grow, it's time to let it go.
Yes, whatever you say.
It's been a month of growth for Team KSAT, but the clippers are out, and so are the beards. No Shave November has officially come to an end.
We're ready to go.
Henley's Gentlemen Groomers opened the doors to Team KSAT for the big shave-off today. No Shave November is a web-based nonprofit that started in 2009, and since then has raised millions of dollars that has gone toward cancer research, treatment, and prevention. It's something that has impacted each team member in some personal way.
The shirt I'm wearing right now was a shirt that my family put together for my uncle, who had and eventually died from colon cancer.
Team KSAT has raised over $20,000 over the last few weeks. The team currently ranks number 2 in the country. Meteorologist Mike Osterhage bringing in over $3,000.
And that's all thanks to all of you out there that have donated. I mean, we've gotten, a couple of bucks, $500,000 donations.
Right. Although the scruff may be gone, the message is not.
If we do nothing else but raise awareness about the fact that, hey guys, we got to take care of ourselves, I think that's a task well accomplished.
And as a quick reminder, all the funds that have been raised will help benefit 10 cancer foundations. So again, a big thank you to the community for your generosity. Stephen Cavazos, KSAT 12 News.
And we thank Stephen for heading all this up and making it possible. The No Shave November campaign ends at midnight. I think Osterhage is ahead by $10.
He's squeaking out there, but that's all right. If you want to go to our website there to find a link to donate to Team KSAT, you can, ksat.com, no shave. And of course, it's all because of you, the viewers, and the donations that you made and the concern you have for cancer. So we appreciate that, because it doesn't matter what we do, it matters what you do.
Feels
good,
though,
you're the ones sending us the money. Yeah,
the long month.
I'm telling you.
I hear it was
they put their stuff on there and like put towels on you.
It was nice, right?
This is like
really good. If only someday my beard could be as distinguished in color as David and Mike's. One of these days.
It'll get there. Give it time.
The aquifer is down 0.2 of a foot, 665.6. In your pollen count, just molds again. They're low at 210. We've got to look at your forecast, which is still looking maybe for a little bit of rain as we get towards the weekend. Look at that 7-day forecast. It's coming up.
So let me get this right. Y'all went in to get your beards taken off in a nice way, and you got hand massages, hot towels.
Some kind of, I don't know, they had the towel over my face, so I couldn't exactly see what she was doing, but she stuck my hand in something that was kind of
That's the paraffin.
warm. Is that paraffin? Yeah, it was nice. And then you're just like,
man, y'all got pampered.
It's
true, we did.
It was sweet.
You'll do that again, huh?
I would recommend
Absolutely. Shout out to Tori at Henley's, by the way.
They were great over there.
That was awesome.
Y'all rotten.
They did.
It feels weird though. Feels strange. Here we
looks
go.
strange. In just a month, it looks weird to see your skin.
Might have to grow it back so we can go back over.
Exactly. Do it all again. Well, guys, today is an important date in a sense that is our average first freeze here in San Antonio. But don't take too much stock in that because it's a little deceiving. I mean, we've had some years where we didn't even have a freeze. And then we've had some years where the freeze was fairly early. But it all averages out to about November 30th. We are not expecting a freeze anytime soon. It is not in the forecast this week. And a couple places in the Hill Country obviously already got there. Places like Kerrville and Fredericksburg, we already hit freezing temperatures a little bit earlier this month. So just a heads up there. It is the average first freeze. As you look at the map, as you get down to the southern part of the viewing area, typically we're in that range, November 28th to December 4th. Lows this morning. We did get cold in Kerrville, but not down to freezing. 36 there, 44 at the airport, 41 New Braunfels, 41 in Carrizo Springs, just 52 out in Del Rio. And there's a look outside right now. We've got mostly clear skies, and we're sitting at 68, 73 Stinson, 70 at Kelly, 68 at Randolph, and now starting to see that southerly wind. And you know what that means. Moisture starting to come back in here slowly, but surely. 64 Boerne State, 67 Canyon Lake, 69 in New Braunfels right now. And some 70s down to the South Kennedy to over to Carrizo Springs. Dew points at 49, so that's still not bad, but you'll notice what's just off to our south and east. That green color there represents some of that deeper moisture. Dew points are in the 50s, close to 60 there, and that will start really moving in tonight. The dew point change over the last 24 hours, not huge, but it is rising. We're up 10 degrees from where we were just 24 hours ago. So it gives you an idea that this is a slow surge of moisture here. What that's going to do for us tomorrow, though, is probably develop some fog. So this is one of our computer models. It forecasts visibility, and this is around 7 a.m. tomorrow morning. Has some spots down close to 0. So that may affect your morning commute tomorrow. Just be aware. And we could see a couple more days, a couple more mornings where we see some fog early in the day. Here's a look at the water vapor, and it's still showing that we've got moisture surging in from the Pacific. So that's in the form of some high clouds. That's why you're seeing some of those thin cirrus clouds out there. And we're watching this low, which right now is not moving. It's going to throw some energy in our direction, and we'll see more energy develop out there. It's far enough away to where our rain chances aren't great, but close enough to where we do have to add some rain chances in over the weekend. I mentioned some of that energy moves east Friday into Saturday, so there could be some showers, maybe a thunderstorm Friday into Saturday, and then again Sunday some more energy moves in and we'll have a frontal boundary to contend with. So rain chances may go up just a hair on Sunday. But don't cancel your weekend plans. This is not going to be an all-weekend event. I think it'll just be isolated. 73, the forecast high for today. We drop down into the 50s tonight. Clouds start to fill in, so it won't be as chilly tomorrow morning. 74 on your Wednesday. Again, some morning fog and clouds. That'll be the case Thursday and Friday. Temperatures stay right there in the mid-70s, maybe jump up a little bit Friday into Saturday, and then we add in those rain chances. Right now, just 20%. Friday, Saturday, maybe a little better shot with that front on Sunday. And that cools us down some, but this is not a huge, powerful front. So just kind of unsettled. That's what we'll call it Friday through the weekend and into early next week, guys.
Thank you, Justin.
Hey, Derek White goes off in the third quarter last night against Washington to help lead the Spurs. We've got highlights coming up. And it is a bounce-back game with a lot on the line for UTSA. Once again, the Spurs trying to first time this season, hosting the Wizards last night. Washington, the fourth best team in the East. San Antonio's defense turns into offense. First quarter, Derek White comes up with the steal, gets it ahead to DeJounte Murray, and back to Keldon Johnson. Spurs lead 9-6. Next defensive stand, Jakob Poeltl deflects the shot. Johnson starts to break. Keldon Quieto beats Diop, and he's got another tomahawk slam. That was nice. Game tied to 20 at the end of the first quarter. Second quarter, Derek White keeps the Spurs in it. Pull-up jumper. San Antonio still down 51-45 at the half. Third quarter, Derek White is hot. Drains the triple. Gives the Spurs a lead 69-66. DeJounte Murray drives the lane, gets the floater to fall, and Spurs are up by 5. White strikes again, this time stopping under the basket, gets the bank and the foul on former Spur Davis Bertans. White with 18 in the third alone. Spurs score 39 in the third quarter, lead 84-78 heading into the fourth. There was no letdown. Bryn Forbes, the 3. Spurs up by 10. He had 10 points off the bench. White finished with a team-high 24. Murray had 22, 10 rebounds. Spurs have finally won 2 games in a row, 116-99 over Washington.
I mean, we were getting stops, so we're really getting on transition, pushing it, finding open guys. I mean, I think we did a good job of finding Bryn a couple times, and KJ pushed it and attacked what he does. So, I mean, it all started with getting stops and then getting on transition, and then in the half court just finding open guys and knocking down and making the right play.
All right, so the Spurs are back on the road after that 4-game homestand. They go out for 3. They start in Portland on Thursday, 9 o'clock, Moda Center, and then they also play Golden State and Phoenix on this road trip. So this is going to be a tough one. And UTSA Roadrunners are getting ready for their biggest game of the year. They host Western Kentucky for the Conference USA Championship. It's Friday night in the Alamo Dome. They get ready for their biggest game, coming off their game of the year that was their worst. The only loss of the season, they were blown out by North Texas and Denton on Saturday, 45-23. Now they face Western Kentucky. That's the same team they beat in week 6 on the road, 52-46. So the timing may need a little extra chip on their shoulder against the Hilltoppers.
I've seen it where it's cost you 2 games in a row, and I've seen it where you fight back and you play better. It's just a matter of our mindset. It really is. It's a great question. Is North Texas going to beat us twice? I'll let you know Friday at 10. is this going to be what makes us win a conference championship? I'll let you know Friday at 10. I don't know. If I knew, obviously nobody else thinks so because we started out a favorite and we're already an underdog, so America believes we're done.
All right, we'll know Friday at 10, apparently. But let's hope that Friday at 6, things start off well and continue throughout the entire night. Western Kentucky at 8-4, UTSA at 11-1, 6 p.m. right here in the Dome. The Roadrunners opened up as 2-point favorites. They're now just 1.5-point underdogs. That's what he was talking about just a second ago. Hey, the Vernon Bears are headed to the state high school quarterfinals after they were able to remain undefeated, number 1 in 12's top 12 after outscoring Austin Bowie 59-36. They advanced to the 6A Region 4 Division I championship game against Lake Travis. They put their 13-0 record on the line against the Cavaliers 11-2. That's Saturday, 2 o'clock in Dripping Springs.
It's very exciting, we came a long way throughout the whole year. We just kept getting better, kept, executing each week, and it's very exciting to go against Lake Travis.
They're a great team, they have a legacy of greatness there, had a couple state championships. I know Baker Mayfield came from there, so it's just kind of, we got to match their intensity, and we got to prove to them that, we're not someone to overlook.
Brought up Baker Mayfield on that one, so there you go. There you go. So you got UTSA Friday, UIW Saturday, and high school Saturday. So another big weekend of college and high school football.
It's going to be sad when it's over.
I know.
We love football.
Be crushed.
All right, when you hear about ADHD, attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, you may think of a child who just can't sit still. But a new study shows that ADHD symptoms often come in waves, even when kids become adults. We want to head over to the jury selection in the case of the former Minnesota police officer charged with manslaughter after she allegedly shot and killed a man during a traffic stop earlier this year.
ABC's Rena Roy has the details for us.
The killing of Daunte Wright sparked protests across the country, and now the high-profile trial getting underway in Minnesota. Jury selection beginning today.
We are asking and demanding that Kim Potter be held to the highest extent of the law.
Former police officer Kim Potter says she mistakenly fired her gun instead of her taser, killing the 20-year-old. The fatal shot captured in this dramatic body camera video. Potter is charged with first and second degree manslaughter. Prosecutors arguing the 26-year police veteran's actions were criminal and that she was trained to not make those mistakes.
What I'm hoping for is some type of justice, her to be held accountable for what she did.
The defense saying she never intended to kill Wright. Potter telling the Minneapolis Star-Tribune, "I'm a good person and I valued him in life. The aftermath of that day has destroyed me." Potter and an officer she was training pulled Wright over in Brooklyn Center, Minnesota for an expired tag back in April when they discovered Wright was also wanted on a misdemeanor warrant. After Wright struggles with the officers, Potter draws her weapon.
The fatal incident occurred just about 10 miles away from where Derek Chauvin was standing trial at the time for the murder of George Floyd. Rena Roy, ABC News, New York.
The man charged in the deadly Wisconsin Christmas parade crash earlier this month is facing another count of first-degree intentional homicide. 6 people killed and more than 60 others injured when authorities say Darrell Brooks barreled his SUV into the parade route in Waukesha with his SUV. Prosecutors charging him with 5 counts of first-degree intentional homicide last week. At the time, prosecutors had said that they would consider a 6th charge after 8-year-old Jackson Sparks succumbed to his injuries.
Prosecutors in Pennsylvania are asking the U.S. Supreme Court to review Bill Cosby's overturned sexual assault conviction. In April of 2018, the former actor and comedian was found guilty of aggravated indecent assault. In June, Cosby was released from prison after the state Supreme Court overturned his conviction. The panel of judges said in their opinion that a former Montgomery County District Attorney's decision to not prosecute Cosby in 2005 in return for his deposition in a civil case was ultimately used against him at that trial. Now state prosecutors are appealing the court ruling, arguing that a statement from a previous district attorney that they would not file charges does not mean that charges would never be filed. Cosby spokesman Andrew called it a pathetic last-ditch effort that will not prevail. Testimony has started in the trial of ex-Empire actor Jussie Smollett. Prosecutors said at Smollett's trial in Chicago on Monday that he staged a homophobic and racist attack in January of 2019. But his defense attorney says Smollett is a real victim of a real crime. That attorney told jurors that two brothers attacked Smollett because they didn't like him. He also suggested a third person was involved in the attack. The prosecution says Smollett and the brothers faked the attack after a television studio didn't take hate mail he received seriously.
We want to tell you about a new study on attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, or ADHD as it's commonly called. Turns out it's more prevalent than most of us think. Adults struggling with symptoms certainly are not alone. In fact, they may be in the majority. ABC's M. Nguyen has more.
When you hear about ADHD, attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, you may think of a child struggling to sit still in class or drifting off in the middle of a lecture. But a new study shows that ADHD symptoms often come in waves, even when kids become adults. Researchers at the University of Washington followed 558 people with ADHD for 16 years and found that about 90% of them had symptoms of the disorder, usually off and on, up until the age of 25. By the end of the study, only about 9% were steadily symptom-free. ADHD may look different depending on what stage of life you're in. Younger children may show more signs of hyperactivity, like trouble sitting still and interrupting others. Older kids and young adults may have trouble paying attention or completing tasks they find boring. This is the first study that measures ADHD symptoms at multiple points throughout childhood and into young adulthood. Since ADHD signs may come and go, it's important that people with ADHD and their loved ones are aware of times when they might need more support, especially when stressful situations arise. If symptoms return and make your life more difficult, talk to a doctor. With this Medical Minute, I'm M. Nguyen, ABC News.
Get outside with Live Cam. It's just another perfect day. If you have your lunch in your hand or you're thinking about eating lunch and going somewhere, go outside and eat.
Perfect temperature for our lunch outside.
It really is. It's been a good fall so far. We've had a couple of fronts, but nothing that's been too bitterly cold. It hasn't been all that hot. We've been just right in the sweet spot there with temperatures in the 70s, and it stays that way next couple of days. I want to show you the satellite picture. We've got some thin high clouds moving through, but that's about it. I mean, we're stretching here to look for any weather around Texas. It is quiet. You do find some snow and some more active weather as you go up to the northeast. I'll caution you there if you plan on doing some traveling to, say, New York City. Snow flying early this afternoon. Also some lake effect snow up there around parts of upstate New York. Buffalo seeing a little bit of snow, and then parts of Michigan as well. A little bit of snow in the higher elevations of the Rockies too, but all of this really active weather has been so far to our north. We haven't seen much down here, and there are some chances of rain as we get into the weekend, but small chances. Temperatures, they're nights here across Texas, 60s and 70s. You got to go really far north before you find the cold stuff. 29 International Falls, 25 in Caribou. And those are the two cold spots yesterday, so not much has changed. Forecast for us. We go up to about 73 this afternoon, mostly sunny skies, southeasterly winds 5 to 15. That does act to bring in more moisture. I think we'll see some fog by tomorrow morning, and it will be a bit more humid on your Wednesday. Another look at that forecast here in just a couple minutes, guys.
Holiday decorations going up all over the world, from homes to malls. However, there's one Christmas tree that's the talk of the town in Canada, and it's because the tree talks. We're going to take a look at it. Still ahead.
And a record-breaking number of people doing online shopping this week as experts warn hackers may be taking advantage of the supply chain crisis to steal money and private data. Details coming up.
Massive online demand, coupled with the ongoing supply chain crisis, has got some shoppers concerned about availability and crooks can take advantage of that. Online security experts say that desperation may leave holiday shoppers vulnerable against scammers and hackers who might try to bait you in order to get access to your personal information.
The major carriers don't have the products, and so people start to look to third-party vendors, people that claim that they have several of these, and that should be a red flag. Is if somebody has something available that is very difficult to find. If they're not charging an exorbitant price, they're probably just scamming you.
Okay, so here's what security experts recommend to keep in mind to protect your money and your personal data while you're shopping online right now. Shop only from trustworthy retailers with secure websites. Set up a separate email for online shopping only. Use a credit card instead of a debit card for increased protection against any shady deals. And have a different password for each online retailer and change it every year.
So how do you know if you think you might have had a little too much eggnog? How about when the Christmas tree starts talking to you? That's what Woody does in Canada, and it's creeping some people out and delighting others. CNN's Ginny Mose has this holiday story.
It's a talking Christmas tree that's being talked about.
I'm so glad to be back home.
Talked about by everyone from little kids.
I never talked to one before.
To Jimmy Fallon.
Some people think it's cute while others think it's a little creepy. Now we know what the Christmas episode of Squid Game will look like.
After a 15-year hiatus, Woody the Talking Tree is back at the Micmac Mall in Nova Scotia, Canada, depicted as the nightmare before Christmas by one cartoonist. Kill it with fire, someone tweeted. Woody's very own Twitter account describes him as a chatty coniferous with a penchant for small talk in malls, but others see Woody as Tammy Faye reincarnated. There's something about kids talking to Woody reminiscent of Dorothy talking to the Wizard of Oz.
Do not arouse the wrath of the great and powerful Oz.
Woody got a makeover from this to this after an absence of 15 years, the mall manager says.
Woody was in the North Pole.
Actually, the mall changed management. Now Woody is inspiring kitty sketches, embroidery, tree ornaments, even fingernail art. But if the eyes are the windows to this Christmas tree's soul, Woody has problems.
He's having a lazy eye.
So lazy it had to be propped open with a pole at one point. Best not to see the behind-the-scenes magic.
I am the great and powerful Wizard of Oz.
Woody is the Wizard of Oz. Easy to needle. Ginny Mose, CNN, New York.
Okay, creepy or not?
I'm going with creepy.
I think I might have some nightmares tonight. I can't be sure.
I noticed that the little child's cartoon showed kids running away from.
Yeah.
I don't know. Definitely an interesting concept. We'll see how it does. 68 degrees so far today, 44 the low this morning. We're just about on average right now. We'll warm a little bit above average this afternoon. And we'll take a look at the weekend forecast, which does have a few rain chances in it coming up. Welcome back. We mentioned earlier that November 30th marks the average first freeze here in San Antonio. But it also marks the end of hurricane season, and it was a busy one. 2021, we had a lot of named storms. Now, not as many as last year, but still well above average. And you look at some of the numbers here, and let's look at all the storms. Here in the Gulf, we had Ida, which was a big one around New Orleans, Nicholas, which affected us here in Texas, Grace, that moved into Mexico. We had 21 named storms, 7 hurricanes, 4 of which were major. Another busy season. We'll see how next season turns out, but things have definitely sort of ended out there in the Atlantic. Right now, we've got blue skies and 68 degrees at the airport. Just a few high clouds out there. That's what we've seen the last couple of days. Dew point is at 49. Southwesterly winds at around 11 miles per hour. And that is going to help to warm us up this afternoon. It will also help to bring in more moisture. Dew points will start to jump up, and they already have. 74 Pleasanton, 72 Castroville, 66 right now Bernie Stage, and 68 Uvalde. 74 down in Corpus, 73 Victoria. So some 70s on the map, especially south to San Antonio. I mentioned the dew point starting to rise. It won't be so bad today, but you will notice it tonight and tomorrow. Dew points will be high enough to where we start to jump closer to the muggy territory. And I think we start Wednesday with some fog, so some low visibility to contend with tomorrow morning before those dew points really jump up over the weekend. Across the country, one little band of rain there in Kansas, and then a band of light snow moving through the New York area, and then more unsettled weather across the Pacific Northwest. But most of the active weather has been up there with the jet stream, and away from us, we do notice, however, there's a little spin just off the coast of California. It's not bringing any rain just yet, but as some of that energy moves towards Texas, it could generate some isolated showers and storms. We're not looking for a lot here. This typically doesn't do a whole lot for us with these lows kind of staying out to our west, or at least out that far. But I do think that we'll have some chances there Friday, Saturday, and maybe more so Sunday as a frontal boundary also drops in. That could enhance our rain chances just a little bit, but still we're talking low end chance here. Another little disturbance may try to work in early next week too. Forecast for today up around 73. Notice the clouds really start to build in tonight. We'll see the numbers not fall off all that fast. 59 by 8 p.m., 56 by 10 p.m. and down into the mid 50s by midnight, and look for some of that fog again tomorrow morning. 74 on your Wednesday, 76 on Thursday. And by the way, we could see fog Thursday and Friday morning as well. And then we start to add in some of those rain chances. 20% shot Friday, 20% Saturday. A little better chance, as I mentioned, with that front on Sunday. And that cools us down a little bit, but not much. Still 70 there on Monday with another chance for some isolated showers and storms. Keep your weekend plans. Just know there could be a little bit out there over the weekend, guys.
Thank you, Justin.
It was a wonder wall of snow. It ended up stranding dozens of fans of the 90s band Oasis inside an English pub for an entire weekend. How they passed the time, oh, you can imagine, in a pub with a band. Coming up.
Some British fans geared up to watch a cover band, and they got more than they bargained for. They ended up spending the entire weekend with the band.
That's because after they arrived at the pub, they were ready for the performance, and then outside it was snowing like crazy. Oh, how much fun do you think they had? ABC's Will Gans explains it wasn't just any pub either.
On Friday night, Oasis fans in the UK made the trek all the way up to the highest pub in Britain, the Tan Hill Inn, to have a drink and enjoy music from a cover band called Noasis. On Monday morning, they were all still there, snowed in 1,732 feet above sea level.
It was probably about 9 p.m. that we looked outside and said, oh dear. Nobody's getting out of here right now. It was it was a blizzard.
A winter storm blocking the inn's exits, making the roads unsafe for driving. 61 people, Noasis included, spending the night, and then another, and then another. Some sharing rooms at the inn, others sleeping on couches and even on the floor. Luckily, the pub was stocked up.
We were not worried about running out of any food or drink or anything. I think the only thing we ran out of was the breakfast sausages.
Patrons not only helping to wash dishes, but taking up a collection for the pub staff, too. The Tan Hill Inn also improvising to provide plenty of entertainment, from trivia games to movies like Grease and Mamma Mia, and karaoke, too.
After a few pints, they were really excited about joining in.
And of course, Noasis.
Have you heard enough Oasis to last you for a while now?
I can't say.
Finally, by Monday morning, most of the 61 revelers able to begin the journey home, including the band, now affectionately nicknamed Snowasis.
They left as friends. They left. They were hugging us and saying, I'm so sorry I have to go. I'm really going to miss you.
So anyway, here's Wonderwall now. The group of strangers turned friends already making T-shirts to commemorate their experience, and there's talk of a reunion for next year, though maybe they'll opt for a summertime trip up the hill next go-around. Will Gans, ABC News, New York.
They should definitely make it. An annual event. That sounded like fun, actually.
Like a blast. T-shirts for everybody. And I also think that it'd be interesting to see if anybody in the audience was actually better at karaoke than the lead singer of the band.
The Snowasis guys? Yeah.
You had a wonder there. All right, speaking of Holly Jolly, it is Holly Jolly Week at SA Live.
And today it's all about decorating inside your own home. Hi, guys.
Oh, yes, and all different ways to decorate inside your home and some really special things as well that you can make yourself.
Yes, these are great gifts, say if you're going to a Christmas party for the host or something to do with the kids. Devin Moreno from the Rustic Brush is here. What is that?
There you go. This is a youth tray with some cupcakes on it from Mama's Sweet Treats.
And you're going to have classes on how to do both of those, right?
Yeah, absolutely. This month we'll have a class for that. We have a charcuterie class coming up. We have wine caddy workshops coming up and wreath workshops coming up this month alone.
I love that. Even a Lazy Susan's. Give that a spin.
And
Yes.
of course, Holly Jolly Week is all about making your home a happy space. Right, Jen?
A storybook Christmas in your happy space. Today we get help from a local interior designer to add that magical touch to your home.
And you want to decorate? How about some conchas? And these are no ordinary ones, are they, Uriel?
No, these are handmade by my mom, so they're extra delicious.
Carlina's Antiques is going to be here, and they are going to be decorating our tree. And I'll tell you what, this is a tree that you can leave up all the way through Fiesta.
I love that. I love that. And of course, we want to know, how are you giving back this Tuesday?
Are you helping folks out? Are you donating? All different ways to give back. That and a whole lot more coming up on SA Live. Stick around.